Hey, I'm here. Welcome to my channel. This is my best friend's mom. She had a secret crush on me. When I first met her, she was just being nice. When your mom is acting weird around your friend, that's not okay. I remember when I first met my best friend's mom. I thought she was the nicest woman ever. She made me cookies, and she even gave me some fashion tips. But then, I started noticing some weird things. Her house was always unlocked. I would ring the doorbell and she would answer the door with like a robe and no pants. She would also let me stay over at her house whenever I wanted. And she didn't even charge me for the 10 or so sleepovers I had at her house. That was weird. She would tell me how great it would be if I married her son, but she never told me that she loved me. Sometimes when we were eating dinner, she would put her hand on mine. It was always on my left-hand side. She would do this while her husband was in the other room watching TV. I always thought that was weird. When I went to use the restroom, she would walk by and say something like, "You know, you're such a handsome young man," and then wink at me. I was only 16 at the time, and I did not like her winking at me. The worst part was when she tried to kiss me. It was summer, and I was wearing shorts. She was wearing a bikini and a short skirt. We were outside by the pool, and I felt her hand on my leg. I turned around and she was trying to kiss me. I pushed her away and ran inside. I have never told anyone about this until now. I think she liked me because I was her son's best friend. Maybe she thought that I would make her son happy, but she didn't think of how I would feel. This happened years ago, but I'm still not over it. I recently got back into contact with my old best friend, and I've been staying at his house for the past few weeks. His mom was still living there with her husband. I didn't think she would remember me, but she did. She acted really weird around me. At first I thought maybe she was just happy to see me again. But then I noticed she was winking at me and she would constantly touch my arm. It was so uncomfortable. Her husband was sitting in the other room playing video games, and she would look at him and then at me and then laugh awkwardly. She was doing the same thing she did when I was 16. I didn't know what to do. Then one night, I had enough. Sitting in the living room, and her husband were sitting in front of me on the couch. She was acting super weird, touching my arm and stuff. So I stood up and said, "Can I talk to you for a second?" She said, "Sure." And she got up and followed me to the kitchen. The conversation that happened next was very awkward. I was standing and she was sitting. I asked her why she was acting so weird, and she said that she was just being nice. Then I told her that she was making me really uncomfortable by touching me, and she apologized. She told me that she never meant for things to go further than her being nice, and she would never try anything with me again. I believed her, but I was still really creeped out. I stayed at my friend's house for a few more days, but her weirdness made me not want to stay there anymore. I didn't know what to do about the situation. I couldn't tell my friend because then he would tell his dad and they would both think I was crazy. I didn't want to tell anyone what she did, but I also didn't want to be around her. So I ended up telling my friend that I needed to stay at my own home for a little while. He didn't understand, but I didn't explain. I just couldn't wait to get out of there. Now, years later, I can finally talk about this without getting sick to my stomach. My parents would always tell me to just ignore her, that she probably just wanted attention. But it wasn't just attention. She wanted me in a sexual manner. And even though it's been years, I still feel like I should tell people what she did. It wasn't right. No one should have to put up with that, especially not a teenager. Thanks for listening to my story. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Bye.